So say suppose I do have IBM 12345 and hello 12345 567 So say suppose this is my input. Okay. And what I'm expecting is IBM. So my column 1 should have IBM, hello world, and good morning. And my column 2 should have one, two, three, four, five, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here 8, 9, 7, 8, 7, 7, 4, 3, 1, 9. So this is my input, and I'm expecting the output file with the 2 columns, all the character columns to be passed to one column, and all the integers available in the input should be passed to another column. Let's try to implement this one. So to do this one, first let me give the approach how we are going to perform this activity on DataStage. Okay, we can able to perform using transformer stage. So first we are going to use sequential file to read the data, to read my input. Okay, and then I'm going to keep a transformer stage. Okay, and then the output file. So sequential file we know how to plug in, output file we know how to plug in. What we need to do in transformer stage is, first what I'm going to do is I'll create stage variables. As I told, stage variables are going to be used to save some intermediate operations. To perform any intermediate data transformations, we use these variables, stage variables, where we can call all the functions that are available in a transformer stage. Okay. First, what I do is I'll convert the numbers. So total of how many digits we are going to have in our keyboard: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only these things, right? So what I do is I will use a function called convert function. Okay. Whenever we see these digits, I'll convert them to nothing. Nothing means something like this. So all these digits will be converted to nothing. Then what I'm going to left with, say suppose for the first row, I left with IBM because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to be converted to nothing there. Okay. So I'll use this function. Convert is a function which is going to convert my input to the desired value. If I would like to convert all zeros to 0, something like this. Say suppose I want wherever this symbol 0 is there, I want to convert it as 0. Then what I do, convert of 0, comma 0. This is the syntax to use convert function. Even you do not know the syntax, that is completely fine, because while opening the stage and while calling the functions, we can able to see the format how we need to give this convert function. So what this function is going to do is, this function is going to convert this 0 to this 0. So what I'm telling now, I'll use convert function and I'll convert all these values to nothing. Then what happens, I'm going to end with my character data. So I can able to retrieve the character data. Later, what I'm going to do is, I also need to fetch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well, right? So to fetch the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is nothing but the numerical part, I'll make use of this variable. So I'll save this value to stage variable or stage variable. I can name these things as our wish. We can give any name for that variable. Let's say character field. So in this character field, I will make use of this convert function and I convert all the digits to nothing. Okay, on my input. Now I'm going to left with my character data. So I'll use this stage variable again. What I do, I'll apply the convert function again. I'll apply this convert function on my input data again, but this time what I'm going to convert is whatever the value remained over here in this stage variable. So for the first row, what is the value that is going to be resided in the stage variable is IBM, right? Because all the digits will be converted to nothing, we left with only IBM. When it is coming to second row, what happens? All the digits is going to converted to nothing and we'll end up with hello world. So my stage variable is going to have hello world in the second row processing. For the third row processing, this stage variable is going to have the value of good morning. Now what I'm going to do is I'll apply the convert function again. This time I'll convert the stage variable result to nothing. So then what is going to happen? The IBM value is going to replaced by nothing. Then what we are going to end up with is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I clear? Is it understandable? If not, please let me know. Uh, because this is how the functions are going to be executed. I'll show you now through the job. So far clear? I'm assuming this, and let me explain this through the job itself. So I'm opening my designer client. So I have opened a new parallel. First, let me save the data to a file. So I'm copying my input, these 3 records, to a sequential file. Sample.txt. I have only one column here, okay, because I don't have any delimiters and I saved everything to a single column. Let me add the skeleton part, sequential file, followed by transformer, and then target file. Now plug in these things one by one. So we are done with the skeleton part. I'm renaming the stages. Sequential sample, link to XFN, which is transformer, and this is XFN, link to target. This is my sequential target. Let's plug in the sequential files. So we do have the file in this path. I'm copying the path and placing it here. My file name is sample.txt. No column name is there, so it is false. Format. Delimiter is none. Quotation is none. Final delimiter and column is data, which is a varchar type. It is having both numbers and characters. So if I keep only char, it won't able to read. That's why I'm keeping it as varchar. Let's try to view the data and see if the plugin configured correctly or not. So we can able to see the data. IBM 12345, hello 5678, and followed by world, and so on, even the third one. Now let's plug in the target file as well. File name is target.txt. And here we need 2 columns. Okay, let it be. And the format, let's keep delimiter as tab and quotation as none. and click on OK. Now let's write the functions here. So as I told, I'm using stage variables, append new stage variable, or append or insert, both will work. Okay. First, let's rename this variable. So right click on this one, stage variable properties. So there should be character part, and this is numerical part. Numeric part. Give the name as your wish. Numeric part. And this is character part. This is an integer data type, and this is a character data. Let's give varchar for now. Okay, so now give the derivation. As I told, first let's convert the data. Let's convert all the digits to nothing. Then we will left with only characters. Okay, so go to the function and string function, and here we'll have that convert. So see, once after I click on that function, I am getting the format of that function. So what you want to convert? I want to convert the input field data. So there I'll click on these three dots and then input column and data. So that part being replaced with input data. Then hold on. So here what we would like to convert, we would like to convert 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? This is what we would like to convert. To what we would like to convert? To nothing. So I'm giving nothing, just double quotes. And on which part would you like to convert it? That is the third section, which is nothing but my input column. Okay, so all my digits are going to be converted to nothing on the data which is coming from my input field. So here what we are going to left with for the first row, the output or the value which is going to reside in this char part column is IBM. Now I will use that result, that IBM result here using the same convert function. Convert char part, sorry, convert the stage variable char part to nothing on again the same input. So this is going to convert all the characters that are available in my input to nothing. But how I would know that this is the char part? We are creating that char part over the first stage variable. And in transformer, the ordering of the execution starts from first stage variable. So here two parts are there, right? While executing, data stage first calculate the first stage variable which is there at the top. Then it goes to the second row. Then it goes to the third row. So since this second row is dependent on first one, always my first should be at first place only. Say suppose I have dragged this char part to down, then it will not give desired output. Because if I take this down, first numeric part is going to execute, which is going to give an error. Because we don't know the character part, right? By then, numerical part we can easily write down because numbers are only 10. But say suppose first we would like to numerical part, then what we need to do? We need to replace all the A to Z values, which is not a good idea. Okay, so this is how it is going to convert my data to character and numerical. Now I need to pass these things to output columns. So this is character data. I'm giving my own names, numeric data. And what is the value that should pass to character data? This char part only. So drag this one, don't drag the derivation, drag the stage variable, drag this one and keep over here. Numerical part is going to be the output of my numerical data. I'm just dragging the column and placing over here. While dragging, click on your left click and then hold it on and drag it. Then you'll get, okay? Practice these things. These are pretty much important than whatever we have learned so far. Now we have the output columns, right? So the same output columns is going to come over here, character data and numerical data. So we are done with the development. Let's save this one. Demo transformer convert. I'm compiling this. There is an error. So I do not know where the error is. Then we can click on show error. So error is available on transformer stage. So see, if I click on here, and it is a compilation error, right? If we do not know on which particular stage the compilation error is, then we can click on this show error, which is going to be change the highlight to the error place. Still, if I do not understand, I can click on this more button, which is going to give some more insight. So error in out column expression for numeric data, invalid conversion requested from raw to string. Let's verify that. So if you see here numeric part is integer data type, right? And we have added it as a varchar, whereas the output is in char type, which is not a valid one. So char is going to save only character type. That means A to Z. So here, let me change this one to varchar. Then it is going to work out. So we need to take care of the data types. Still error is there. Okay, this should be varchar. Instead there var binary is there. Binary means that is going to save only zeros and ones. Job compiled successfully. Now let's execute this one. Executed. Let me see the data. Go to view data. Let's also see the data over file as well. So see, I have differentiated the data. IBM came, good morning came, hello world came, all three came to my first column and all the numbers came to my second column. This is how we can make use of functions through transformer and stage variables through transformers stage. Let me show the same data over file as well. Okay, I save the file as target.txt, right? Where did I save it? Oh, I saved without giving the path. Let me add the path and save it again. If we do not give the path, it will save on the place where data stage been added. That is going to be saved maybe in program files. So while implementing the jobs, it is our testing phase where we need to verify each and everything, whether the output file is generated or not, is it at correct path or not, and is the delimiters are maintained as per the ask or not, something, all the things need to be checked. So we get the data as we want. Okay. Please practice this one so that you'll understand how to make use of the functions. Okay. This is our input and we did receive the output by filtering both character part and numerical part. Now let's see some other functions. So first let me explain all the options which are available here in the transformer, and post that we will take some of the examples and execute them. Okay. As I told, stage variables are going to use to define some intermediate values which are going to be further mapped to our main output columns. These are output columns, these are stage variables. And I am using the first stage variable in my second stage variable derivation. So this is the derivation part. So in this particular transformer, I have used functions, which is a string function. I have used stage variables, and I also added new output columns. I have not used my same input column. Instead, I have added my own output column. So all these are advantages of transformer stage. Still many advantages are there. So in this example, what we have seen, we have defined our own output columns. We have used stage variables. We have used string function, which is convert. So string function means the functions that are applying on a string type data. So that is varchar data. So there are many such functions like uppercase, lowercase, length of the function, something like that. Say suppose I do have a data, something like this, some dummy data. I want only first 5 characters. I don't want rest all. I want only first 5 characters. Then we can make use of function left. So left data comma 5. What this is going to do is on this particular column, it is going to fetch the left 5 characters. If I use this particular function on this particular column, then my output is going to be something like this: ADJFL for the first row, and FDSFJ is for the second row. Likewise, it is going to keep the left 5 characters of this particular column data. Okay. Likewise, there are many string functions which are available in transformer. Let's see all those functions one by one. We'll also make use of them as well. There is no need to remember all these functions. When there is a need, definitely we'll come to know. But we can have all of them at a single place. Let me show you IBM documentation page where you can able to see them. So for DataStage, there will be documentation which is given by IBM. IBM DataStage Transformer stage functions. So type this one. You are going to get the first link from IBM itself. Go to that link. For the DataStage, you will get all the documentation from IBM InfoSphere. So here we'll see all the details completely. Sometimes we will not understand. So we would like to see in the processing stage and then transformer stage functions. Okay. So this is the page where you can check all the functions that can be applied on a string in transformer stage. I will explain one after the other all the functions, and we will also try to implement most of the useful functions. Even though we do have all these functions, we are not going to apply them on each and every job. We are going to apply only as per the need. Okay. So let me explain one after the other. All these are nothing but the functions. You see, all num alpha, change, compact, white space, compare no case, compare num, all these are there, right? The similar order is going to be there over here. Let me show you here. So if you click on these 3 dots, there function is there. Click on the function and then string function. Okay, see the same functions which we are seeing on the website are popping up over here. All num, alpha, change, compact, white space, compare, compare no case, all these things are the same functions which are there in that particular link. So I'm explaining from here, but we'll also make use of them through the jobs, but we'll try to use most of the useful functions. Okay, let me try to explain all these string functions. So all num is going to check whether our data is having alphabets and numbers. Alphabets includes A to Z values, numbers includes 0 to 9 values. Okay, say suppose apart from alphabets and numbers, if I do have something else, then it is going to give 0. So it is going to give true or false kind of output. Let me take note of that. So say suppose I do have ABC123 hash. Then using this all num, I can able to assess whether my data is having only alphabets and numbers or some other character, some other symbols. So while creating the passwords, sometimes they'll ask keep one uppercase, keep one lowercase, keep one number, and also try to keep one symbol as well, right? So how the program is going, sometimes if we do not follow their instructions, we are going to get an error saying that the password is not uh, following all the password criteria which has been mentioned, right? So how that is going to happen is the backend code is trying to verify the data. So it is going to give either 0 or 1 values as result. If it is 0, that means the data is not following the rules. If it is 1, that means it is true, which is nothing but following it. So here in the similar way, allnum is a function which is trying to check whether my data is having only alphabets and numbers. So here in this case, it is a false, because apart from characters and numbers, we also have symbol as well. Hash is a special character. Okay, so here we'll get false. False is denoted with 0. And say suppose I do have Jansi123. Then I'm going to get true with all num. So for true, we'll get a value like 1. So there are certain conditions in the requirement where we need to check such kind of data. Then we are going to use this all num function to verify whether my data is having only integers and alphabets, but not any other special characters. So this is the use of all num function. Likewise, we also do have alpha. Alpha is going to check if it is having only alphabets, then that is going to give a true. Say suppose some numbers or some other special characters are there, then it is going to give a false. Then it is going to give a false, which is nothing but 0. Here false is denoted with 0, and so we need to follow these. Like allnum and alpha is similar. Okay. Then change. Change is a function which is going to change my content from the existing value to desired value. Okay. Say suppose wherever f is there, I want to convert it to female. Okay. Then I can use this change function. How I can able to do change my data, the column name, comma f, comma female. Then what it is going to do, it is going to change the f to female in my column which is being asked over here to change. That is the use of this change function. You can see change and then followed by column name. Here BBB is going to replaced with ZZZ. So say suppose my input is this one, triple A, triple B, triple C, triple B. Then here I'm asking all the triple B's need to be converted to triple Z's. So say suppose I do have triple A, double B, triple C and triple B, then the double B will not going to convert, because it is going to convert only the given string with the replaced string. So whenever there are cases where we need to convert, so sometimes companies do change their names or vendors do change their names. In such cases, we also need to apply the similar changes in our data as well, right? So in such kind of requirements, we can make use of this change function to convert the data from one string to other string on a particular column. Okay, hope you understand this change function. Here they clearly mentioned the details also. So here they are converting space to Z. Change space to Z. And here wherever B's are there, they are converting to nothing. That means they are replacing nothing. So all the B's are going to be replaced with nothing. Then what we are going to get? Here at BBB, we are going to get nothing. So we left with triple A and triple C. That is the use of change function. Then compact white space. What it is going to do is whenever there are more spaces, say suppose here I do have data like this, Jansi space P or Jansi space high. Okay. Here I do have two spaces. Okay, and here I do have Aruna space hello, and here I do have Gayatri space, okay, something like that. So I want only single space. Here more spaces are there. When I want only one space, then I can make use of this function compact white space. What it is going to do is it is going to remain only one space when we do have more number of spaces, like more than one space is going to be reduced to a single space. That is what that compact white space is going to do. Okay, when we do have too many spaces, then it is going to remove all those too many spaces. Then compare. Compare is a function. What it is doing is it is going to compare two strings. Okay, and what it is giving as a result. So whatever been not same, that is the result of this one. So compare two strings, either left aligned or right aligned. That means how you would like to compare your data from left to right or from right to left. Even this is going to give a result of 0, 1 or -1. See, the result is going to be -1 or 0 or 1. So in which cases it is going to give -1, in which cases it is going to 0, when, and in which cases it is going to give 1 means when my two strings are same, then it is going to give 0. 0 is for both strings are the same, and 1 is going to be given when my left string is greater than my right string. Then I'm going to get a positive. Say suppose my left string is smaller than my right string, then I'm going to get a negative value. So this is the functionality of this compare. And compare no case, what it is going to do is irrespective of the case, like, so while doing the comparison, basically the function at the backend, it is going to use the ASCII values. What does ASCII value means? For all the characters that we do have on keyboard is going to have a unique value. For capital A, there will be one unique value. For small a, again, there is going to be one another value. When we do the comparison, do not consider their case and do the comparison. For that requirement, we are going to use compare no case, whereas in compare, it is also going to consider the case, whether it is uppercase or it is in lowercase. These are not so important because we are not going to use these. I mean, the first functions which I have explained so far, we never use them more frequently, but we'll make use of them only on the requirement. When there is such requirement, then only we are going to use these functions. If we do not know these functions, also still fine, because when we do get the requirement, that time we will start debugging or we'll start exploring the things and we'll get to understand these functions. Okay, there are main functions which are frequently going to be used, like left function, right function, length function, or null to zero, or is null. So there are many other functions which are going to be used much frequently. I'll try to use them in the job execution, but these compare function or compact white space or change will use pretty much less when compared to the other functions. And compare num no case, here we are going to compare the numbers. See, it is going to compare the first n characters of two strings ignoring their case. So here you will compare. Here we have given number 4. If you see, number 4 is given after giving the column 1 and column 2. This column 1 and this column 2 is going to be compared using this compare function. And till how many characters we do not consider the case is what this digit is. So say suppose I do have a data. I do have data something like this. So say suppose now I would like to compare both the above things. So this is going to be my first string, comma. This is going to be my second string, comma. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So for the first 6 digits, 1 second. So for the first 6 digits, do not compare the case of the data. That is what compare num no case. So until 6 digits, do not consider the case of your string. Then from 7th digit to last, you can compare the the case as well. Here my result is going to be true, which is nothing but both the strings are same as per this one. Compare num no case. So comparing no case till 6 digits. That is the meaning of this one. So if we use only compare function, then this is going to give a false for these two strings. And if I use compare no case, for that also it is going to be a false as output. Say suppose I am using compare num no case. Only for this function, for these true strings, we are going to get true. Okay. So depending on the requirement, this is all depends on the requirement that we are going to receive. So if they ask to do such kind of comparison, then we can search for this function and we can test it thoroughly whether it is going to applying the function as per the expectation or not. Okay. And then convert. We have just seen the convert function. So wherever ti, it is going to convert this one to this string. So wherever it is there ti, that is going to be converted with xy. That means here if you see I is there, wherever I is there, that is converted to y. Then wherever, see, in the t place ti, right, in the t place x is replaced, in the I place y is replaced. Okay, that means so time t is there, wherever t is there, that place is replaced with x, because we have asked wherever t is there, that need to be replaced or converted to x, and wherever I is there, then that is being converted to y. So this convert and replace both are similar, looks like similar. I'll also show that replace function as well, but replace is going to compare the complete string. So here it is comparing the digit by, character by character. So all the t's are converted to x, all the i's are converted to y. But there is also one another function which is replace function. What that is going to do is wherever ti is there, then only it is going to convert to xy. Okay. So we also use this convert function just now in our use case. And count is going to count the number of letters. So here the number of letters starts with CHOC, which are 4, right? But here it is going to return 3 because the counting starts at index 0. 0, 1, 2, 3. So this C index is 0, H index is 1, O index is 2, and C index is 3. So whenever we are using this count function, we need to add one extra length, one extra count. So if it is giving 3, that means if it is giving 3, that means the length is 4. If it is giving 4, then the actual length is 5, because count function starts the count from index 0. Then we do have decount. So decount is going to count the number of delimited fields. Okay. So let me take here they have given this particular example. This is the input. So see, here we do have comma separated one. How many are there? Chocolate drops, comma, chocolate ice cream, comma, chocolate bars. So how many words are there separated by comma? 1, 2, 3. So this decount means delimiter count. It is going to count the number of fields using this particular comma as delimiter, because here we have specified the delimiter as comma. Say suppose I do have a data which is been then we can use this recount function to count the number of words using that particular delimiter. That is what decount. And now downcase. Change all the uppercase letters in a string to lower letters. That is what this downcase is going to do. So we have seen upcase, right? Upcase is going to convert all my functions to caps or camel case. Here downcase is going to convert all our data to the smaller letters. So if we pass a data something like this, then all the caps are going to convert to lowercase. Like this we are going to get. We have seen upcase function in yesterday's execution. So downcase is going to give or convert all the data to lowercase. Decode. Decode is going to add double quotations to your string. So say suppose my data is something like this. I do have data as Johnson. Then if I use decode, then my output is going to be like this. It is going to add quotations to my data. That is what decode is. And then replace. So just now I told, right, replace is going to convert the data from one, like I would like to replace all the spaces with Z, or I would like to replace all the ABCs with XYZ. Then that is going to compare the given data and then replace the things. So here ZZZ, okay. Here they are converting space to ZZZ. Then this is going to return ZZZ and ABC. Likewise, here they are converting BBB to nothing. So triple A and triples, this is my input. And this is the function which I have been written. I would like to replace triple B with nothing. So this is the output. Replace and convert and what is the other one? Change. All these are looks like similar, but there is slight difference. So first we need to completely understand the requirement, then we'll use the function. Even after using the function also, we'll try to see whether that is giving the expected result or not. Okay. And field function returns the number of, let me show you. So here chocolate space ice space cream is there, and they would like to keep this is the input. Let me add it. So this is my input. This is the function, and the output is this one. Okay. Chocolate drops, chocolate ice cream, chocolate bars, and chocolate dippers. The comma at 2, which is chocolate ice cream. Okay. So this field function is going to fetch the second field, which is been separated by comma. Okay. In this particular example, the delimiter is comma. That is what here we have given. Here in the function, make use comma as delimiter. Then how many words we are going to have? Chocolate drops, chocolate ice cream, chocolate bars, and chocolate dippers. So 4 fields are there. Now I would like to have the second field, which is nothing but chocolate ice cream. So that is how we can make use of field. Say suppose we do have IBM, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, Hyderabad. Okay, and IBM, comma, 4, 5, 6, comma, Bangalore. IBM, comma, 789, comma, Chennai. Okay. If I do have data like this, these middle data is nothing but, say suppose they are employee codes, and I would like to fetch all the employee codes, then I can make use of the field function, field of data. And what is the delimiter here? Comma. So specify that comma and then give the field. Which field you would like to fetch? I want the middle one, which is my second field. So this is the use of field function. Okay. We'll continue the functions tomorrow as well, and tomorrow we'll try to make use of these functions in the program so that it is going to be much more understandable. If you do have any questions, please let me know so that we can able to discuss them as well. And I'm sharing this link to you. I'm sharing in the chat box. Copy it and try to see the functions which are there. Okay. Thank you.